Hey everyone, it's Very Future here. Now today's video is going to be a little bit noisier than usual, and that's in part because I have a printer running in the background and there's also a washing machine a little bit further up. So yeah, it's going to be a bit noisy. I'll try to noise reduce as much as I can. Today's video is going to be a response to Espen Kraft's video. And there's my printer going. Yeah. So yeah, that's going in the background, just so you know. So today's video is going to be a response video to Espen Kraft, who posted a video a couple of days ago about YouTube reviewers and can you trust a YouTube reviewer. And me being a person that does YouTube videos occasionally, I figured I would wade in a little and talk a little bit about the topic, because it's an interesting topic that I think should be discussed. And I don't fully agree with Espen Kraft's take, even though he's a great content creator. I think he's missing a little bit of a point here, why people like YouTube reviews so much. So his complaint is mostly that there's a lot of people out there that get paid to do reviews, which is very much true, and being paid to do something usually influences the way you perceive a product. And he also says there's a lot of people out there that get products for free, and the manufacturers demand that the product reviews are positive, which is obviously problematic, because that way it's not an honest review. And that's also the reason why I try to kind of stay in the clear there. First off, I'm way too small to actually get products. Aside from, of course, Unfiltered Audio, for whom I do testing. But I also always disclaim in their videos that I am a beta tester, so there's always a little bit of a bias there. Aside from that, all the stuff here is bought by me, which also explains why I can't output that much content, because it's all very expensive stuff. It's very hard to get new stuff with these prices. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Maybe the very big channels are people that get everything for free, but there's also a lot of smaller channels that don't have the luxury of getting stuff for free, so they really put their money on the line to talk about these products. One of the points Espen makes in his video is that he says that you should go out there and get hands-on experience with these things. Now, as someone that lives in a Dutch medium-sized city, I can already say that's hard. Like, for instance, the microcosm here is not available in any store in my city, and the same goes for 90% of the pedals on my pedal board. I can't get these in the city I'm living in, because we basically only have one music store, and it only stocks the very basic, like Boss pedals and that sort of stuff. This stuff is very much not available for testing anywhere around here. So I could go to Germany, I guess, to Thomann or the music store there, which is way bigger, and they have a lot of stuff there. But that would cost me 40 to 60 euros just in gas to go there and test the pedal. So if I'm going to spend 60 bucks to test a pedal of 600 euros, I'm going to spend 10% of the purchase price just to try something, which is pretty insane. Now, you could say you can also order it online, try it, and if you don't like it, send it back, but not all companies are that easy with return policies. And aside from that, I also feel a little bit objected to that, because if I'm going to order this and have it sent to me, they are going to have to ship it to me, and then I have to ship it back, and they can't just resell it. So it's a lot of logistics going on there just to try something out, which feels kind of wrong. So I think YouTube videos are very valuable for that purpose, because you get to see the product being used, you can experience some of the sounds. And there's a lot of channels out there, and I will link a couple below, that do very in-depth reviews that show every single feature with every single range, so you can get a really good feel of what the product is capable of before having to commit to buying it. And that's a very big value for a lot of people. So just saying go out there and try it is it's a little short-sighted, to be honest. Aside from that, you also have the problem of kind of the honeymoon phase of gear. The first time you get a piece of gear and you work with it, it will be like the coolest thing ever, and it usually takes a little while to find the flaws and limitations. Not always, sometimes it's very obvious, sometimes it just takes a while. And if you are going to a guitar store and try a pedal, it's probably like 10 or 15 minutes. You're not going to sit in a guitar store for 5 or 6 hours to fiddle around with a pedal. I'm pretty sure most stores would not like you doing that. I mean, there might be exceptions, but quite often stores are not all that keen on people that are just trying out every single pedal and then going home. It's a bit frowned upon, and I myself wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. Maybe you do feel comfortable, in which case go ahead, do it. But there's a lot of people, I think, like me, that don't feel comfortable doing stuff like that. So we really enjoy our YouTube videos to find out the most we can about a piece of gear before committing to either trying it or buying it. And in my case, it's often just buying it. Now, YouTube videos do come with some caveats. Of course, you can only see the scope of the person doing the review and the way they use the piece of gear. So your workflow might differ, so that might give different results, which is also why it's important to never just watch one video. Always watch a few videos, and if you're lucky enough to have people that work in different subsets of music, so for instance people that do rock or synth pop or something, I would highly encourage you to check out some different genres using the same gear to see how it fares in different genres, so how flexible it is. So never stick to one review and think, well, that's it, I'm going to buy it. Always, if you see a review and think, I'm going to buy this, check out another review to get a different perspective and different experience. And I would highly recommend switching between very high-profile YouTubers, of which there are quite a few, who always do these very smooth, nice demonstrations, very tech-savvy things, which most people will have trouble replicating, because most of us aren't that good with our instruments, let's be honest here. But there's a few YouTubers out there that are super good with their instruments and super good with this gear, that can get sounds out of it that you will probably never get out of it. So watch one of those reviews and then try to find a reviewer with way less views to kind of offset that for a more true to life experience of a piece of gear. I think that's a good piece of advice. So I don't think you can't trust YouTube reviews, but you need to be wary that obviously a review on an edited platform will always try to show the best outcome possible. And especially sponsored content has that little extra edge, like Espen says, that some manufacturers are very critical about what can and cannot be said in a review. So keep your eyes out for that. But in general, I think YouTube is a great platform for at least getting a feeling for your gear, to kind of prepare yourself for buying something. And if you have the option, definitely check out stuff in person. But if you don't feel bad relying on people like me and Espen and many other reviewers. Again, down below I will leave a few that will kind of do the demoing process for you and show the gear for you. I think it's very valuable. So that's my take on this discussion. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below, and see you in the next video.